it's Damian Rutherford with JES with another episode of Chalkboard Chat, where we answer your questions about foundation repair, crawl space repair, and basement waterproofing. Today's question comes from Roger in Alexandria, Virginia, and he actually sent us a picture in of his basement and asked, why is my basement wall cracking like this? So let's take a look at that picture, and you can see right there some pretty significant cracks in the basement wall. Well, Roger, to understand why it's cracking, you have to first understand there's three ways that block walls can crack. And the first way is through a horizontal cracking. Let's take a look at a picture here from a home. And you can see that the crack follows right along the mortar joint in between the blocks of the basement wall. The mortar is the glue that holds the blocks of the wall together. And when that's cracking, that's a sign that the wall is failing. You can actually see in this picture here, the homeowner tried to patch the wall, which obviously didn't work and really just made it stand out even more. So what causes that horizontal crack in a basement wall? It's soil expansion and the weight of the soil. If you ever carried a bucket of dirt around, you realize it's pretty heavy. Well, imagine having several hundred buckets of dirt weighing up against the wall. All that weight pressing against the wall can cause the wall to crack and move inward. And as the soil becomes wet from rain, becomes saturated, it will expand, once again causing the wall to crack, and you can actually tell the wall is bowed in slightly from that expansion of the soil. So that's your first way. Second way is through a stair-step crack. That's where the crack will actually follow the mortar joint in a stair-step fashion, going down one block, across the block, and so on and so forth. Typically, you'll see this a lot of times towards the corners of the wall. Once again, what causes that? Well, the same soil pressure. As that soil weight pushes in on the wall, it causes the wall to move further and further inward, and it's a sign of further damage and wall movement. The wall is separating even farther apart. But if we look at Roger's home, you'll notice the crack is neither going across the mortar joint or using that stair-step fashion, as we mentioned. The crack is actually going right down through the block. And so this is a different scenario. What we have here is what we call a settlement crack. The cracks are actually breaking the blocks in half. The walls aren't being pushed inward. That vertical movement is breaking your foundation wall. But this is a sign that the foundation is moving upward and downward, which is causing the blocks to break. Now, what causes that? Well, there's typically three things that will cause a vertical crack in a block basement wall. The first one is that the soil simply cannot support the weight of the home. If the soil can't hold the weight of the structure, it'll start to sink down into the ground, causing movement and cracking the block. The second reason is improper footing dimensions. When they built the home, they may not have factored in the type of soil you're building on, the weight of the structure, whether it's a brick house or it's just framing. And all these factors need to be used in designing the proper footing dimensions to displace the weight of the house across the soil properly. If that upfront engineering work is not done, once again, the house can start to sink into the ground and you have settlement problems. And the third way is a thing called the active zone, commonly called shrink swell soil. This is a depth in the soil, and it varies everywhere in the country as to what the depth is. But to a certain depth in the soil, the ground is affected by seasonal conditions and temperature change. For example, when there's rain, the ground will get wet and expand. If it's hot out, the ground will dry up and shrink. So this active zone causing a lot of shrinking and swelling of the soil can also be a source of the movement and the vertical settlement in the house. So that's the actual cause. It's a settlement issue that needs to be addressed. The good news is that it can be repaired. And Roger, there's a lot of great information on our website. If you visit jeswork.com/foundation repair, you can find a lot of great articles and information and additional videos about foundation settlement, about the active zone, different problem signs, as well as what solutions there are to correct the problem. So if you found this useful and informative, and if you look right here, there's a link below to go to that video, that section of our website. And hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have, do me a favor, click on the like button right below the video here, and let me know that you actually did like the video. I really appreciate it if you would. If you have any comments, any information, any discussion you'd like to talk about of this picture in this video, post them on the video as well. I'd love to hear your feedback and love to answer your questions. If you have a question about your own home, go ahead and ask it. Leave a comment right here on this video or on our channel on YouTube, and we'll be glad to answer any questions you have about foundation repairs. And that's it. This is Damian Rutherford again with JES with another episode of Chalkboard Chat, and we'll see you next time.